Okay, hi. I'm Fritz, and I'm the CTO of PersonalCapital, and this is Hassan, last name Lavasani. He's our VP of Engineering. PersonalCapital is a digital wealth management firm. We're here today to share with you some of our secret sauce, and we'll start with a little review of how our app works. Users start by linking all of their financial accounts, banking, credit card, brokerage, and get a complete picture of their net worth. They can monitor their spending and income, and they can track investments, including balances and performance, and get a portfolio checkup, and even a free consultation with a certified financial advisor. Today, we want to share 3 fundamental principles to help you with your successful FinApp development. Number 1, own the data. Build fast and intuitive APIs, and add intelligence to the data. First point, why own the data? I'll explain and then follow with a simple example. When using web service APIs, it can be tempting to fetch all the data on demand in response to user requests. And you can do that and make a pretty nice mashup. But to really add value, you need to capture and process data, and we do that in our own data models and our own data stores. To accomplish this, the main steps include number 1, store the data. And that means keep everything and build your history. Number 2 is to scrub the data from each source and fit it into the model early on. And combine the data. When you combine multiple data sources using heuristics and algorithms. We're going to illustrate this last point by showing you one of the many ways that we can gain value by combining multiple data sources. We start with account aggregation to retrieve a user's raw portfolio data. And we use Yodlee for that. Here's an example holding. Now, account aggregation is great, but sometimes it has its challenges, and in particular with investment data, which is our space. Investment data is complex, and sometimes aggregated data can be missing or have incomplete data elements. But to provide real insight, we need to know exactly what a user is holding in her portfolio. So using the string description, we can go off to another data provider and find possible matches for that string. And then we can look up prices for these candidate matches using our friends over at Xignite. When we can find a close match to the price, we have high confidence, and we can go ahead and populate the actual security identifiers. This one is a mutual fund. It's Invesco Small Cap Equity. Knowing the precise identity allows us to get much richer data about the fund, such as style and size, asset allocation, etc. We bundle all that with the holding information and store it in our security master. We then apply this approach across all holdings in the portfolio, which allows us to create powerful insights for the user, such as our asset allocation heat map and our full portfolio sector view.
Now, I am going to talk about our second principle, build intuitive and fast APIs. APIs that bridge the gap between complexity of financial data and the simplicity that we need for our user interface. Well, what do I mean? As Fritz demonstrated, financial data, and especially aggregating financial data from multiple providers, is pretty complex. But financial apps should be refreshingly simple. Very quickly, we learned that to power multiple clients, we absolutely need a simple and intuitive API layer. How did we do it? We followed 2 simple rules. Number 1, pre-compute and pre-stage complex data for fast API responses. Number 2, keep the business logic out of the client code to enforce business and data uniformity. The third principle is to add intelligence to the data. This is another reason why owning the data is so important. So we can effectively model a user's financial life and add intelligence to the aggregated data. Here's how we did it through our advice engine. The first step was to create a holistic view of users' financial standing and understanding her true net worth. We then further enriched this view by creating classifiers that annotate and augment the financial data, adding more depth, quality, and accuracy. We then extract facts about users' financial behaviors. For example, does she have idle cash, or is she not contributing to that 401k account anymore? We also need to provide a wide-angle view and context for her data. Comparing it to market and her cohorts, historical depth is extremely crucial. We persist a snapshot of the model every day to understand historical patterns and behaviors. We need to augment the analytical part of her financial model with the emotional aspect of her money. We capture this not using a boilerplate questionnaire, but through a conversation with a financial advisor. We also employ machine learning technologies to extract more insights. And since we have a financial advisory team, we use supervised machine learning with the best training data. With these dry data, we can create projections using Monte Carlo simulations in different market scenarios, good and bad. Now, understanding the past, the present, and the future of her financial data, we create an optimal strategy that helps her reach her goals. And we run all of these facts and data and models through our advice engine to give her the best insight, letting her have a great financial life.